balance the colors. I love using complementary colors in my work, colors that are across from each other on the color wheel, because it gives a three-dimensional look. Now, when I first started getting into photography, I knew the color wheel that we learned in kindergarten. So we had the primary colors were red, yellow, and blue. And that's how we made things like orange and green and purple and so on. So we got in this huge debate on what the primary colors were because Mr. Photographer over here doesn't agree with me.
Right.
So green is the other one, right?
Yeah.
Is it green?
Red,
And I
green.
said, well, green can't possibly be a primary color because you make it with yellow and blue. So it can't be primary. It's in the word, right? So,
Right.
okay, explain the colors to us.
So fun fact, on your camera sensor, all right, each pixel on the sensor has a individual photo cells in there that will receive red, green, or blue color, and that's how your images are made up. And that's why megapixel and all that stuff is not as important as a lot of people think. Megapixel is just the size of the finished image. There's a little bit more nuance to it, but overall, that's really what it is. So you've got red, green, and blue that are being captured on uh, your image sensor. Now, when you're taking a picture of a scene, you want those colors to have certain tonal qualities that appeal to the end user, which is the person looking at the photograph. So learning and understanding the color wheel is really important, especially if you're going to be getting into doing portraits and you're doing portraits of families. I think we've all seen the um, the family photos where people are wearing clashing colors or all of these crazy different patterns and stuff like that, and it's very distracting. And you may not have even thought that far into it, but you immediately know when you look at an image whether you like it or not. And if you take the time to really pay attention to that, the next time you're looking through, just go on Google and Google family portraits, and then click on the image tab and look at all the different family portraits that show up, and look at some good ones and look at some bad ones, and start looking at what the difference is in those. And you're going to notice that the bad ones have colors that don't complement each other, and they're going to have distracting patterns.
Mhm. And this is one of those things too, because it can feel overwhelming to people who are trying to, plan a family shoot. And this is, like I said earlier, if you don't really know what you're doing or you don't know where to start, go on Pinterest and look up ideas
Yeah.
for outfits and things like that. It's such a great resource for figuring out how you want to do your own personal photos or your family's photos or anything like that. Figuring out outfits, just aesthetics in general. If you are not good at that sort of thing, that's a great place to start.
Right. This is something we had talked about in another video. Is communication.
Yes.
Communication with your client is so
Yeah.
extremely important. And you, as the photographer, if your clients show up wearing some crazy stuff, that's your fault. That's your fault for not educating.
For sure, talk with them and have, get an idea of what aesthetic they're looking for and help them plan outfits. I mean, it's not just don't let them just wake up the day of the shoot and have them rummage through their closet and show up in whatever nice outfit they have. You want to shop. You want to have them shop for complementary outfits that go nice together to make their family look like a cohesive unit that they are, right? They're a
Yeah.
family. They should somehow go together.
Yeah, especially considering the amount of money that you
Right.
should be charging
Yeah.
to do these portraits. If
Yeah.
you're doing them the right way, these portraits should not be cheap.
Yeah,
They
know your
should
worth.
end up being family heirlooms that are going to be hanging on the wall in their house, your kids' houses,
That's right.
when they get older and things like that. I know all of us, as we get older, we start dealing with the loss of loved ones and stuff like that. And when that loss happens, the only thing that we have left are the pictures and the memories. So it's super important. And throughout this series of all of these videos, you're going to hear me preach about communication because I feel like a lot of photographers really fail their clients in terms of communication. It's so important for you to communicate with your clients because when there's problems, a lot of the times it's because you didn't communicate well with your client.
Yeah. Also, this is the reminder that you need. Don't forget to get the family portraits done. If you've been putting that off, do it, right?